Chapter 86. The Secret. Hyunki ordered Junie to drop them at Rosemary's house, and told him to just take a walk home since the house was along the neighborhood. Junie, in turn, felt sick by how Hyunki reacted after being slapped by Riel, which he witnessed while standing in the car park. Hyunki seemed not to care, or even feel remorse for his infidelity. He was almost in tears, because he was so annoyed with his boss and, at the same time, felt sorry for his boss's wife, Riel. Junie was asking in his thoughts, whose side would he take, if ever questioned by Riel about the whereabouts of his boss Hyunki. Junie was so worried and confused, so he sat on the pavement to think. He was weeping, for he couldn't swallow to heart what his boss was doing with the Mrs. Riel will soon give birth, and look at him, playing fire with a neighbor, and what was disappointing was that lady was already married with a son. Don't they have any shame at all? After minutes of thinking, he walked home, and whistled the guard by the gate. Junie, what happened? Where's the boss and his Lexus? Please open the gate. I'm so tired of walking. Let me in first. Okay, so the guard opened the gate and waited for Junie to talk. The boss's instruction was, keep our mouths shut. That's all I can say for now. And so Junie walked to their staff's house, still feeling edgy, because Mrs. Riel would surely ask him questions in the morning. Meanwhile, at Rosemary's home, she was preparing dinner for two, and Hyunki couldn't help staring at her, making Rosemary conscious. Please don't look at me like that. You're distracting my focus, Rosemary said timidly. I like watching you. You're becoming attractive to me as you cook. And I felt enticed by the smell of the food's flavor. I'm becoming hungrier, I feel like eating you. I mean, eating a horse, Hyunki grinned mischievously. Be careful what you say, mister. I might let you. I mean, I could feed you a horse alive, she deadpanned. Hyunki came close to her, took the spoon from her hand, and laid it on the countertop. Rosemary felt a fluttering in her stomach, and as he touched her face, she felt the electricity creeping into her veins. He placed his face closer to hers, and their eyes met. When Rosemary felt a spark that awakened her senses, she moved away. We should not be doing this, Hyun. It was wrong. I am married, and your wife is soon to give birth. Where will this sudden romance take us? It will only ruin our families. Let us remain as friends, please, Rosemary implored. What your husband does not know won't hurt him, Hyunki whispered. But, what about your wife? She was pregnant. Hyun can handle her, and what she doesn't know won't hurt her. And whatever I tell her, she easily believes. Especially now that we have a child coming, she won't have the guts to leave me for our child's sake. We could always meet secretly. And as you said, your husband's life work was in the US, so he stays here for only a month, right? After he's gone, we could resume our fare. I will take care of you, Rosemary. I will give anything you asked for, except leave my wife, because you also don't want to leave your family. Am I right? All we need is to be together, to fill in that emptiness and loneliness you don't deserve. Rosemary couldn't move, as if hypnotized by his enticing words. She found herself kissed by Hyunki, and his kisses became compelling and aggressive. Rosemary gave in. Those kisses of Hyunki were so sweet and minty, and when their tongues entwined, she felt a chilling breeze swoop her, and within her came running the thought of how she missed being kissed, and it was so good. Rosemary felt barren since her husband left for America 2 years ago, and now, all her senses were awakened by Hyunki's romance. She reciprocated his aggressiveness until they lost track of time. It was daylight when Riel woke up. She never felt the presence of Hyunki last night, and she became restless. She was worried about why he didn't come home. Was it because of the heavy slaps she gave him? She felt he deserved it, because he was cheating on her, or wasn't he? Was it because of hurt pride, that he chose to stay away from her, rather than explain? Riel was in these thoughts when she heard a car coming in. She walked briskly from their bedroom. She watched Hyunki from the stairs as he walked in the hallway up to the stairs. Hyunki was ascending the stairs looking glum, pretentiously sulking to look at Riel. And when they came face to face, Hyunki embraced Riel, asking for her understanding. I'm sorry if you felt cheated, Riel, but I am not cheating. The lady with me was also with the corporate officials, because she gave reports on achieving the best results in purchasing. When you saw us, the meeting had adjourned already, so I invited her for a light meal because I was impressed by her report. But you misconstrued it as cheating on my part. Why should I cheat on you, when we are near becoming mom and dad to our child? You're near to giving birth, Riel, and I would not do anything to hurt you and our baby. Riel listened and probed on what he was saying. She looked at him straight, sizing him up, feeling his sentiments. Just like Hyun-ki had said, Riel was understanding and forgiving. I'm sorry if I misjudged you, babe. Maybe my pregnancy got into me. But why only now that you come home? Where have you been? I stayed in my office to pass my time, because I got genuinely hurt for being accused and slapped for cheating, and I was supposed to stay in my office for a little while, to flush out from my system the hurt you caused. But I slept. And speaking of the devil, why was Akio Hino dating you? Riel laughed. Oh Hyun-ki? You call it dating? Don't be silly. Akio Hinode was here for his business, waiting for the projects to materialize. However, it would be in another city. He was a good friend, and will remain as that, nothing more. He was so happy to learn that I would be a mom soon, and he wanted to be our child's godfather. Isn't that amazing? Hyun-ki felt unhappy, seeming insecure, so he remarked, Godfather? My foot. Come on. Hyun-ki? Don't be immature. Akio proved to be a good friend, not only to me but to you also. Don't stick nose where it doesn't belong. Earlier that morning, before Hyun-ki went home to Riel, Rosemary was preparing their breakfast. Hyun-ki was amused to see that she was preparing an egg omelet. He came near her and kissed her nape. Hello, my beautiful mistress. How did you find our romance last night? Rosemary stared at him lovingly and touched his chin. I never felt so wonderful, and it was heavenly, Hyun. And why were you calling me your mistress? Because from now on, you're mine. I liked you, and wanted to have you around me, even if it was only at night and in the mornings, if I could have that chance. I am now a part of you, Rose. Let us meet every night and in the mornings, when the days are not raining. Would that be okay? Rosemary was all smiles and hugged Hyun-ki so dearly. Having gone home from his discreet affair, and had settled amicably with Riel, Hyun-ki went to their bedroom and showered. In contrast, Riel went downstairs and asked for Junie. While waiting, Noemi approached Riel and whispered something to her, making her unbelieving and suspicious. Junie came, feeling jittery about Rieler's summon of him. Where did you sleep last night, Junie? If your boss had overstayed in his office. Junie couldn't answer at once, was thinking. When Riel stooped down to meet his face, she spoke. Was that a difficult question, Junie? Well, what time did you come home with your boss? I overlooked the time. You know, Junie scratched his head and got lost for words. Well then, think about it. Come back for me after you bring Hyun-ki to the office. I will have my checkup first before going to the bank. No need for your boss to come with me, since it is just a minor checkup. That's it. Junie gave a courteous bow and left. Hyun-ki whistled as he descended the stairs, and Riel felt a kick in her belly. She got excited and exclaimed, The baby kicked, Hyun. It heard your whistling. He happily sprinted to her seat, held her belly, and felt its kick again. Oh my lord, he indeed heard my whistling. Hyun-ki caressed Rieler's belly and said, Your baby bump has grown bigger again, babe. Our child is growing. You have to be careful with your movements. Okay, of course I will. By the way, I will see Dr. Korea today, so have Junie return for me, before I go to the bank. No need for you to come, it is just a minor checkup. I can manage, Hyun-ki hesitantly replied. Sure, Junie will return for you. I thought it would be better if I'd give you your own driver, so you can use any of our vehicles anytime you need it, but I am used to Junie's driving. Let me give birth first, then I'll decide, Riel said. Hyun-ki nodded, kissed Riel, and bade her goodbye. Riel asked, Babe, are you not getting breakfast first? Hyun-ki flinched as he stammered. I'll have one at the office. I am not hungry. Anyway, when Hyun-ki got in the Maybach SUV, he tapped Junie's shoulder, which made Junie fidget nervously. Remember my warning, Junie, seal your lips. Junie replied. You can count on it, sir. After Riel visited her doctor, Junie was again driving. Riel was taking her glances at Junie, which made Junie edgy. Then Riel told him to stop. Junie wondered why Riel asked him to stop. When no store or drugstore existed, why do we have to stop here? Mrs. Riel, she wanted to find out through Junie if her suspicions had basis. Would Junie spill the beans?